Welcome to Everyday Nursing Knowledge Lectures, and today we will learn about blood types and compatibility. Four components of blood are: one is plasma. Plasma is the liquid part of the blood. It consists of water, proteins, nutrients, salts, enzymes, hormones. It also helps to transport blood cells throughout our body. Now, three types of blood cells are red blood cells. It is also called erythrocytes or RBC, helps to transport oxygen throughout our body. White blood cells or leukocyte helps to fight infection, and platelets or thrombocyte helps in clotting of blood. Now, what is blood type? Blood type of a person is determined by the antigen found on the surface of red blood cells. There are two types of antigen on the surface of red blood cells, type A and type B. Remember, antigen, it can be a foreign substance or it can be a protein that can trigger an immune response. If the surface of the RBCs has A antigen, then the person is type A blood group. If the RBCs has B antigen, then the person is B blood group. If the surface of antigen has both A and B antigen, then the person is AB type blood group. And if the red blood cells has no antigen, then that person is O blood group. So remember, if the person has A antigen in their plasma, there will be antibodies opposite to A, that is B antibody, so that an immune response doesn't happen. And if that person receives a blood with B blood group, so there is B antigen and B antibodies, this can trigger a immune response, lysis of the red blood cells. This is life-threatening and person can die. So this is very important before blood transfusion. Type and screen and cross match, that is compatibility, is done so that we know what type of blood type and Rh factor a person can receive. Same in group B, since it has B antigen, in their plasma there will be A antibodies. In type AB, it has both antigen A and B. Their plasma, it doesn't have any antibodies. As a result, it can receive blood from all blood groups. Now, type O blood group. Type O blood group, it doesn't have any antigen, but in their plasma, it has A and B both antibodies. Since it doesn't have any antigen, it can give blood to all blood group. So, O becomes the universal donor. Now, another factor that determines the blood type is rhesus factor. What is rhesus factor? Rh factor or rhesus factor, it is a protein found on the surface of red blood cells. If Rh factor or the rhesus factor is present, then it is Rh positive. And if the Rh factor is not present on the surface of red blood cells, that means Rh negative. So every group A can be A positive and A negative. That means type A blood group with positive with Rh factor present. A negative means type A blood group with Rh factor negative. Same like group B can be B positive, B negative. AB can be AB positive, AB negative, and O can be O positive and O negative. Now, what is blood compatibility? So before blood transfusion, two tests are done, type and screen. That is, lab determines what type of blood group a person has or a patient has, and the Rh factor. Now, cross match, it is a test or cross match the recipient blood with a potential donor to see what type of blood a person can receive and compatible. Now let's see the recipient blood type, A positive. Or always remember, a positive blood group can receive blood from positive and negative, whereas negative can only receive blood from negative, because positive means it has rhesus factor. You don't want to give that rhesus factor to a recipient blood where there is no rhesus factor. Again, a transfusion reaction can happen. Now, A positive, if that's the recipient blood, what can be the donor blood type? So, A can receive blood from A. Remember what I said before, O doesn't have any antigen, so O can give blood to all blood groups. So, A and O. Since A is positive, this person can receive blood from A positive, A negative, O positive, O negative. Now, coming to A negative, again, this person can receive blood from A and O because A is the same blood group, O is the universal donor. But since it's negative, it can receive only blood from negative group. So A negative and O negative. So remember, O negative becomes the universal donor. Now B positive. Again, B can receive blood from B and O. Since it is positive, it can receive blood from positive and negative. So B positive, B negative, O positive, O negative. Coming to B negative, it can receive blood from B negative and O negative. Now AB positive. So AB, it has both antigens A and B on the surface of red blood cells, but in their plasma it doesn't has any antibody, so transfusion reaction will not happen. As a result, it can receive blood from all blood types. Since it is positive, it can receive blood from positive and negative blood groups. Coming to AB negative, since it's negative, it can receive blood from only negative groups. So A negative, B negative, AB negative and O negative. Now O positive. O, remember, it doesn't has any antigen on the surface of the red blood cells, but in their plasma it has both antibodies A and B, so it can receive only blood from O group. So O positive, O negative. O negative can receive only blood from O negative. So universal donor is O negative and universal recipient is AB positive. So today we learned about blood types and compatibility, and thanks for watching my video.